After closing up our cabin, hooking up the trailer, and driving over 1,500 miles and 20 hours down to Arkansas, we zipped down to Dallas for one of our best friend's wedding, and we have made it back here to Branson, Missouri.
We met up with Connor's dad and stepmom, and honestly, I can probably say this might be one of the most interesting towns in the Midwest.
We've been camping in Branson for the last 2 nights, but it has been really rainy and foggy, so not the best filming conditions, but we did manage to get some clips, so we'll flash back here in a minute to what we've been doing the last 2 days. It's finally sunny and upper 60 degrees, so we can actually do some exploring.
So let's go show you what these past 2 days have really looked like.
We had left our camper at my grandmother's house in north central Arkansas, and after driving the quick hour-and-a-half drive over here to Branson, we met up with my dad, my stepmom, and some of his college friends. They brought us to a place called Silver Dollar City, and we honestly had no idea what we were walking into whenever we pulled up, so the fact that it was a full, all-out Christmas lights display was a little on the interesting side, considering it's the first week of November. Amelia and I, surprisingly, have never rode any roller coasters together, so after being together for 7 years, there aren't a lot of firsts that we get to experience, and doing that together was pretty fun. Silver Dollar City is a wild mix of amusement parks and theme rides, but also has one of the largest caves in the United States tucked right outside the front door.
Get on in there.
Every town has a cave. The Marvel Cave, which features the largest cathedral room in the United States. Amelia and I haven't done any cave exploring in any states before, and I don't know that we'll ever top this because the cathedral room in Marvel Cave was once able to fit 5 full-size hot air balloons for an event.
What do you think?
This is a huge cave. I wonder if it's a sinkhole at some point.
The second day, we woke up to misty skies up here at our campground before we met up with Connor's dad and stepmom. When we met up with them, we got on the Branson Scenic Railway. This railway was built in 1905, and it is a vintage diesel-powered locomotive equipped with beautifully restored cars. It was decorated very cute with Christmas decorations, definitely getting us in the Christmas spirit, even though we haven't even had Thanksgiving yet. The route we took was the southern route, which stretches down into northwest Arkansas and over the remarkable Barren Fork Trestle. After the train ride, we just explored around and got dinner with them. So now that brings us back to present day. Connor's dad and stepmom left this morning to go back home. So Connor and I are staying here to explore a little bit more of this interesting town, including Big Cedar Lodge, which we have heard amazing things about.
We're headed over this morning to Big Cedar Lodge, which has been recommended to us by a numerous amount of people, and we don't have any plans when we get there, but we might find some lunch. We originally were going to eat leftover salads at the camper, but our fridge froze them all, so that was disappointing. We have it set on the lowest setting, and it wasn't even that cold out last night, so it's just working too well, which is just as annoying as not working well enough. Only a 20-minute drive from the campground here. Hopefully it's pretty. It's kind of tucked all through the mountain ridges over here, so the streets are very narrow with lots of sharp drop-offs. Great for big trucks. There's lots of different entrances to this place, and we didn't take the first 2, so now we're on this like scenic, tight, narrow byway that goes through all these sculptures and stuff like that. It's pretty, but it's, again, not super fun in a 1-ton long bed truck. We're getting closer. We can see the lodge now, and she's doing great.
Thanks.
So it's a Sunday, and most places around here are either closed or closed within the next hour. So I think what we're gonna do is try and just walk as much of this property as we can and see what there is to see around here. And then on the way back over towards the campground, there was a couple places that we could have a late lunch, early dinner, and just kind of go from there. Eating a quick snack right now, and then we'll go explore. One thing that we've noticed about Branson as a whole is every place you go into has a gift shop. Every restaurant has a small little gift shop at the front. Every activity we've done has multiple gift shops. And of course, even the hotel around here does. I think just lots of things for people to buy. We've bought nothing.
Not us, no room, and just honestly, we don't need stuff. We'd rather go do things.
I swear everything in this town right now is Christmas related. We're 6 weeks out. This is crazy. Now we had no real plan or idea of what to expect here at Big Cedar Lodge, but my initial impressions are I'm definitely underwhelmed. Everything is very commercialized. They're just trying to get you to buy things left and right. The land itself is really pretty, and the lakes with the rolling hills around it is definitely attractive, but everything else is just, I don't know, fine. That's all I can say.
I feel like that's just Branson as a whole, what we've realized. Everything seems to be a little bit more commercialized, buy this, see this, and you just walk around and everything else is beautiful, but they're kind of ruining it with all of the junk that they build here. We might want to explore something outside of where all these main attractions are, but maybe that's just Branson. Let us know if you disagree. This walk right now is really beautiful, and it just kind of takes you along the outskirts of the property, so you're not really looking at the buildings as much, but you're looking at the hills and the water, which is exactly what we love. And I think the reason why we're being just so harsh about why we really don't enjoy this area is because people gave us such high hopes and big recommendations for it. So I think we just maybe got a little bit out of perspective, thinking, oh man, this place is going to be amazing, and we show up and we're just pretty underwhelmed. I mean, it's always hard to have your expectations set high and then they meet a little bit lower than you think that they're going to, so that's all right. We're gonna enjoy this really nice walk, stretch our legs, and find something else to do.
I did grow up coming to Branson almost once a year just for a day to come shop around because the town that my grandmother lives in is pretty small and there's not a ton to do. So whenever we'd come up for a week or two as kids, we needed a place to run around and explore. So we would go to Branson Landing and check out all the shops. And it's probably been close to 10 years since we've been over here, maybe longer than that. So in my mind, it was fun and lots of things to do. But as I've grown up and seen a lot of other things in this country, there's not that much for us here. That's okay. We're still glad to be doing it, glad to be in the camper, traveling around, sharing places like this with you guys. That way you can have your own ideas. And if it's on your route or someplace you really wanted to come to, do it. I think the golf here is probably amazing. And if you can get a boat over here and go spend some days on the water, probably the best thing to do here. We've walked around and seen what we can see. So now we're gonna head back towards Branson in a little town called Hollister. And I think we're gonna get some food there. We've really been wanting some Mexican, but the Mexican place closes in 30 minutes, so I don't think we're gonna make it. We're gonna try something else. I think they have nachos and tacos, and it's gonna be good enough. It's about 4 in the afternoon. The sun's gonna set here in like an hour, and we're pretty exhausted from spending the last 2.5 days fully action-packed here in Branson. So I think we're just gonna hang out at the camper, maybe read a little bit, get a little bit of editing done, and just relax for the night. We'll see you guys in the morning. I'm gonna go on a hike and then maybe explore some other parts before we hit the road. But then we are headed to my dad's house in Northwest Arkansas. So it'll be a little bit of a travel day. See y'all in the morning.
Well, good morning. We are getting dressed and ready to head out to a walk hike this morning. Connor's dad said he checked out, I think it's called Table Rock State Park, I believe, which is pretty close to the campground we're staying right now. has some beautiful hikes nearby and one that goes along the shoreline. So we figured we'd check that out this morning with you guys, stretch our legs since we haven't really done much of that here with them. We just kind of did a little food tour, so I think we all could use a little movement this morning and see what we see. Right, Mark?
Made it here to our trail this morning, and it shows it's like a 4.5 mile hike, but we only have like an hour because checkout's at 11 and it's already like 9:40. So we're just gonna walk a little part of it, but it's right along Table Rock Lake, which will be really nice. Already a few boats out this morning. I think some people are fishing, and nothing better than a walk along the water. It also seems like the campground here is pretty nice. Probably somewhere we should have stayed, but we picked a spot a little bit more central to where my dad was staying and the activities that we were doing in the area. Didn't have too much research going into Branson whenever we decided to book a spot, so kind of just chose something neutral, and if we ever come back, probably a pretty good spot to stay.
After hearing Connor say that, I just realized you guys probably are thinking, well, why'd you go if you really don't even like this area that much? It's not that we don't like it, we just need to find some things that are more nature focused that we enjoy, not so commercialized and tourist focused. But the reason we came is because we wanted to meet up with Connor's dad and stepmom, and we wanted to meet some of his college friends. And so that's why we came. Honestly, we would do this trip again, and it was really fun going to Silver Dollar City. We had a really fun time doing that and looking at all the lights, but after that, we were kind of done with the whole commercialized touristy thing, but it just kept going, and this town seems to be pretty focused on that. So I think if we ever come back, like Connor said, we would stay here at the state park. It is so pretty just to walk this little hike walk, and I bet because this place is so rocky and hilly, there are some gorgeous hikes that we could probably find. So maybe we'll come back, get a new perspective on the place, and then feel better about it.
We made it about 1.5 miles over to the marinas here on the other side of the lake, and this is our turning point. We have to get back. We're going to end up cutting it close with the checkout time, but there's nobody going to be in our spot the next couple of days, so shouldn't be super strict on the 11 o'clock. Feels great out here. It's nice, crisp, not too cold, but perfect for a morning stroll. Made it back to the camper, and we're going to get hooked up pretty quickly, but I'm going to go ahead and dump the tanks since there is sewer at our site, and we're going to be camping outside of my dad's house for a few days, so I want to show up with empty tanks. Already used the power to charge the Goal Zero, so we're good there, and Amelia's going to work on the inside stuff. But there's not too much to do because we didn't spend a ton of time at the campground, so not too much is out and about, but we're going to get it all done now. One of our best little $20 Amazon finds are these magnetic rear bumper caps that you can hook the sewer hose into. We did have one fall off on the road, and the sewer hose came out and just flopped around behind the camper, so that was fun. But these are great. I don't know why they don't come with the camper from the start.
We finished packing up. Connor dumped and hooked up the camper, and he is just eating his salad right now. So I thought I would take the trash and throw that away and show you guys the bathrooms. I know we haven't shown too much of this campground where we're staying. We took a couple morning videos, but I figured since you're still here at the end of the video, why not check out where we've been staying? This campground has about 40 sites, and while the ones at the top are pretty nice and back-end friendly, the ones that are down here where we are parking are very, very steep. It is all up on a hill, and honestly, if you have a bigger rig compared to our size, I would be pretty concerned trying to pull into some of these, especially if you have to unhook and figure out where to put your car. But other than that part, we've really liked this campground. You are right by a major road, but at night it is not noisy at all. You have a gorgeous view on either side. Last night we got to watch a very nice sunset over the lake, and the bathrooms are clean. There are a couple bathrooms and a couple showers. There are no doors for the showers, only curtains, which I really don't like when people do that. The privacy is just not the nicest. Anyone could walk in and not the best feeling. So I think they're pretty good, nice and clean. They smell great, but I would probably give it an 8 out of 10 just because the privacy is non-existent. What do you think?
Yeah. 8 out of 10. They were clean. Always smelled good. I was the only one I ever saw in ours. We didn't shower, but you could just tell if we did, that curtain wouldn't give you too much.
No.
Not bad, though.
Well, that is it for the little campground tour. We are leaving and saying goodbye to Branson.
We hope you guys enjoyed coming along with us as we explored some of the more interesting parts of Branson, Missouri. I know we didn't do a whole lot of camping in this video, but hopefully it was at least a good look at what this crazy place is like.
It was a very interesting town, and we hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of the different parts of this place. Like we said before, we realized we're more nature people, less commercial people, but we had a really fun time enjoying Christmas very early.
Very early. It is only November 9th right now, so don't need to be celebrating Christmas just quite yet. But next week we will be doing something a little different. Amelia's going out of town for a couple days, and I'll be with my dad. We'll probably be spending some time at their property in northern Arkansas, so maybe something along those lines, but we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Hope you guys have a large day.